The Assassin of the Tsar is a really weird movie from 1991, a Russian production with mostly Russian actors, without the exception of Malcolm McDowell. And that led me to the first kind of issue I had with this film. What way did I watch it? Do I watch the Russian version and lose Malcolm McDowell's voice, which I find so impactful, or do I watch the English dub where the only real voice I'm getting is Malcolm McDowell? I went for the Malcolm McDowell version because I'm so familiar with that actor. Any other dub would have made it a little bit weird and distracting. Although the story here is rather compelling when you get into it. We're following Timofeyev, played by McDowell, who is a patient at a mental facility.
For a bit.
And we meet this new doctor who's arrived there, who's going to treat this patient. And Timofeyev believes that he was, or is, another character who killed a Tsar. And he recounts his tale through reflection. Recounting the story, but telling how it made him feel, why he did these kind of things, the lead up to it, the impact culturally because of it. And all the way through it, our psychologist who's listening to this starts to become enamoured with this tale, who starts to envisage himself as the Tsar who was assassinated, playing his role within this fantasy world.
He's always asking me questions about, the time I killed the Tsar.
And you see this blurring of reality between these two characters as they continue to tell this tale, as the psychologist becomes more drawn in to this delusion, possible delusion, and starts to see things and feel things that may have happened. It's such a weird and oddly placed movie, an odd one to really discuss or talk about. It's definitely a kind of movie that draws you in. It feels languid and solemn and has a little bit of a grey and dark tone to it. But with McDowell's performance, I think he kind of carries it off really well, creating a strange, twisted narrative in this one of what is reality and what is not, which is really well done, because as the movie starts off, you're like, okay, this person is delusional, everything didn't happen, but throughout the conversation, throughout the rationale, throughout the flashbacks, where we see the characters blur, you start to believe in this tale that's being told, which is wonderfully expressive and wonderfully articulated.
How did she die? Instantly?
No. She was wounded. They finished her off with bayonets.
I think the key part here is the steadfast nature of McDowell and the assuredness of how he tells his tale. Because it's so impassioned, because it's so matter of fact at the same time, you just believe him. And the twisting nature of the psychologist as he slowly starts to slip into maybe a shared delusion with the patient is just a fascinating insight. It blurs that line between reality and fiction. Did it happen? Did it not happen? Does it matter? Assassin of the Tsar is a weird one to really talk about because it gave me a lot to think about. I'm not 100% sold on the film. I liked it. I would recommend it. I think there's a lot there to discuss. It'd be nice to have a kind of interaction with anyone who has seen it, your thoughts on the film, because I feel as if there's more to pick at this one, which is obviously a good sign. When you've finished the movie, you think about it, but you're still mulling things over like a week or two later. Assassin of the Tsar is that kind of movie. If you've seen it, please let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. I want to know whether, it doesn't matter whether you loved it or hated it or fell somewhere in the middle. I want to know what you thought of this one. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff if you're interested. In the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership program, and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.